Okie dokie. Who is going to take the series? We are 1-1 right now. So it is difficult to say. Properties. Alright, so in just a second now we are going to be starting Game 3 of Round 1 of the Arabia 16 1v1s tournament hosted by the Aoe2 HD OZ Clan, which you can find the link to all of their stuff in the bottom right over here. And if you enjoy this specific content and commentary by me, you can find my channel in the top right. As well as I also stream, but you can't find that on the screen, you can find it on my YouTube channel. So anyway, this is Elixir versus DFS. This is Game 3. The series is tied right now 1 apiece. This is a best of 3, so who is going to take the series? Let's jump right in. Oh snap, it is Yucatan Huns War. Alright, so Yucatan is an interesting map. For one, there's a bunch of basically useless lakes, full of very, very, very few fish. But sometimes they're worth docking, and if there's a lot. And yeah, Yucatan is an interesting map. It is full of food. So much food everywhere. There's all these extra deer. Everyone's got 2 sets of berry bushes. There's animals everywhere. There's like extra turkeys as well. It's kind of funny though. These berries are going to be very hard to access apparently. So maybe we'll see if that makes a difference at all. See that both players are indeed scouting. Well, actually, it looks like DFS is the only one scouting with his turkeys, but you can tell that that's given him a pretty significant vision advantage. He's discovering this gold mine right here. And if you compare that to Elixir's, he sees a lot less of the map, but that's, I guess, because he doesn't have enough turkeys to really warrant scouting with. Although he's scouting with this one, taking a look around. Scouting with your sheep and turkeys can make quite the difference. Quite the difference. Take a look at both players' map generation. Looks like both players sort of have their gold at the back. DFS appears that his map is very easy to defend, whereas Elixir's is a little more open, but wow, yeah, DFS's map is laughably easy to defend. So we will see if that influences the player's strategy. Elixir he's got a more open map. Yucatan isn't that hard to defend. The interesting thing is that the water sort of creates these weird makeshift choke points, which are often really narrow and strange looking. There's even gold sort of blocking this one. Both players with this standard 3 on wood. Skip ahead just a little bit. Looks like we've got 4 on wood up here. 4 for both. That would imply that both players are considering an earlier barracks. Maybe we'll, I'm assuming we'll see a drush from both players, because it is Yucatan, and there's so much food that the drush really won't cost them that much. And yeah, walling is definitely quite difficult on Yucatan, just because of there are a lot of holes that you could potentially have, as you say. Got the mill going down over here. Great position for a mill because it does allow access to these deers and boar, so that he can just hunt them all right here. I expect to see, I guess, yeah, you put a mill there anyway just because there's enough deer there to warrant that. It's a shame that these forage bushes are sort of surrounded by trees. Oh wow, yeah, DFS is doing one of the more hilarious scummy techniques that you can do to cheese people, which is use your scout to body block the villager to cause it to take excess damage from the boar and maybe even die. And you block the boar so that it might lose aggro. It almost worked, but Elixir was barely able to keep his villager alive here. And that's always quite funny. Standard 4 villagers on deer here. The point of 4 villagers on deer is so that you can ensure that by the time the deer runs out of food, all 4 of your villagers will drop that off, and then they don't need to run back to the deer. The deer will be completely out of food. But if you have 3 on deer, there'll be like 10 food left when all the villagers will have to drop it off. And that is a problem, because then they have to do more walking, and it's a little less efficient. Yeah, you can probably expect some crazy fast feudal ages as well from both players due to the fact that they've got some... Oh, this boar lure was screwed up, unfortunately. He's going to need to send a different villager with full HP to go grab it, which he's going to do, because he's got no loom. Yeah. Both players hunting a bunch of boars at the same time. Unfortunately, these villagers will have to be idle while he waits for the second boar. DFS is body blocking again, actually, and getting a few quick hits on the hunter. It's not going to be nearly as effective as the last one, but the last one was hilariously effective. Okay, so you know that a player is going for a drush when you see that he sends a lone miner to go mine gold. Don't know why he's not mining this one, but anyway, a lone miner to go mine gold. The point is that you don't want to build a mining camp here. You just need to mine 10 gold and have your villager just drop that off at the town center so that you can have 60 gold left over, so that you can get 3 militia out, because the militia are 20 apiece, and after loom you should only have 50 gold left. So he's going to do that. She's bringing back the certificate that says, I am drushing this game. And Elixir did get loom, because DFS is being annoying, and he's going to go get that second boar now. Whereas DFS has not opted for loom because he is not getting trolled. Bad mining camp location, but he did cancel that, and is definitely readjusting that. I like the decision from both players to hunt deer and boar at the same time to ensure they get a ton of influx of food, time it just right, get to the feudal age super fast while having a ton of food left over. But splitting the villagers between each of these deer is pretty bad, because each of the deer will slowly decay. And the villagers do have a lot of walking time they need to do. This might be our second lumber camp coming up here from Elixir. So it looks like he has... DFS has actually opted for a mining camp, which seems to me that he is thinking archers. Or perhaps bloodline scouts. It'll be interesting to see what that means. But I'm guessing archers. Although scouts on this map, you know, it's a little too hard to pass up, just because... we do have all this extra food. And I'm still thinking archers. It makes more sense, right? You don't need that much gold for bloodlines, just another 50. Oh, villager, can you make it? You can do it! You can do it! Perfect boar lure from DFS. Solid 10 out of 10 with boar lure again. Sloppy deer hunting, though, does mean that a lot of food is wasted here. Whereas this is muy exceptional. Alright, so I guess neither player has actually opted for a barracks so far. I expect to see a barracks very soon from DFS, though, and then a double archery range. Alright, so there's the barracks finally coming out. It's going to be one super late drush. I mean, he deposited the 10 gold, which means he's definitely going for it, but that is a very late drush regardless. Is Elixir up? Elixir is up, so he's going for like some sort of weird delayed drush where he is already advanced into the feudal age. Usually you work on the militia before you click up to the feudal age. Or while you're doing it, but usually advanced a little bit sooner than Elixir did. He did 23. Let's actually see if the militia are coming. Or if he just changed his mind and he got the 10 gold and he was like, screw the militia. Gonna see any walling here? Yeah, DFS could be going for some more defensive-oriented thing, because like I said, his map is fairly easy to wall, as long as he scouts, and he's very careful about that. Elixir's gonna harass this villager, though. Might even be able to kill it. So we've got some forward spearmen coming out, and a stable. But what is your plan, Mr. DFS? Lots of scouts on the way. Okay, well, DFS does not actually have a barracks yet. Aha! He's trying to forward. But Elixir, oh my god, he's going to see the forward barracks. And, you know, this barracks is in a great spot, because it allows him to sort of sneak in on these foragers, kill these deer, block off a gold mine, slip into that lumber camp super easily, deny him his main stone. But Elixir is on top of stuff and is scouting, thus denying that forward in its entirety, and that's going to be a problem. Because now, the reason this is so bad is we know Elixir is going scouts, but does DFS know that? DFS does not know he's going scouts, but anyway. We know Elixir is going scouts, which means that DFS is going to want some spearmen to defend from raids, but he can't do that because his barracks is all the way over here in no man's land. So when the scouts come, and oh, they're coming, DFS is not going to have the spearmen to defend that. And ooh, the forward spearman here is interesting. He has the forward spearman here because he predicted that DFS would opt for scouts, but it appears that DFS has opted for nothing. He still does not have his second military building of choice in the feudal age yet. No archers. Yeah, he's got all this excess gold that he's just not spending. No double archer range yet? Oh, Jaguar, you're so silly. Anyway, these forward spearmen mean that if he wants to go scouts, that ain't happening. I'm assuming that DFS was hoping for a sort of faster castle age because he's kind of ready to advance, but he's floating so much of everything. He needs to start getting that military out. He's got one spearman, two spearmen now, but it's too little too late. I'm just not sure what's going on here. He's floating everything. And Elixir is in with the scouts, and he's got the spearmen as well. I do like these sort of makeshift ghetto walls, and alright, DFS, 15 minutes in, has decided now is the time to plop down his archery range and one blacksmith. So yes, he wants the fast castle. But it's not even going to be that fast of a castle. He actually lacks the food to finally finish that. But he'll get that soon. Oh, but this is bad because he could have gotten away with this fast castle, but trying to forward the barracks here and then getting spotted meant that he had to completely change his mind. And now he doesn't have the spearman to defend himself. It was obvious that he originally intended to forward the barracks and maybe two ranges, but that failed because it got scouted, so now he has to transition to something else. It's obvious that he's going for a fast castle. He's trying to force drop off these guys, and 796 food, so close. So close. Can he do it? Alright, this woman has the ticket. Yes! Castle time, yes? Okay, so DFS has opted for the fast castle. Super risky. I respect that, but still super risky, and he's going to go into cav archers. He's got the perfect economy for this. I'm assuming we'll see fletching soon and bloodlines from a stable. He's going to super heavy into gold. Wall here is in a great position because now it basically cuts off Elixir's army from being able to safely harass this gold mine. He should probably wall this side too, though. And yeah, the forward spears here aren't that useful because there's no scouts. Elixir scouts, though, have done quite a bit of damage and forced DFS into walling and really just being super duper defensive. And he's going to transition into a primarily wood and gold economy just for this. Get another range out. I'm sure he will see fletching soon and some cav archers. That definitely looks like what's in these ranges. Alright, so archers, so it looks like Elixir is going for archers, and then he'll get the crossbowmen. And the bodkin arrow at some point as he pushes in with those. Although actually it looks like he's stone mining, stonewalling is off. Perhaps he's opting for a fast castle and then maybe a boom as well. He knows the cavalry archers are coming for sure. He scouted this. He knows the DFS is up. His score dropped a lot too, so that's also an indication that he advanced. So he knows the cavalry archers are coming, and I'm assuming that Elixir is stonewalling because he respects the cavalry archers. He fears them, and he wants to ensure that he doesn't take any significant eco damage from this. He's doing what he can with these scouts, trying to force these hunters off this deer, and it's definitely worth it. So he's going to stonewall to make sure that the cav archers don't come in and exploit the huge tech advantage that DFS is about to get. It was a really risky maneuver on his part to go for the fast castle, but it is about to pay off significantly if it goes right. Stonewall is going to be finished, though. Elixir has done a great job scouting, so he knows that he's seen the entire river, and that's what you want to scout when you play Yucatan. So he knows that those are the three gaps that need to absolutely get walled if he's going to stay safe. That's going to get stonewalled. Cavalry archers are going to come out, but they're not going to actually... They're probably not going to do that much unless he invests in battering rams or something. Let's see, we got the cav archers coming. Cav archers are coming. They only have fletching right now. These spearmen are as good as dead. And now, the ball is in Elixir's court. Oh, he has already advanced the castle age. Well, he's advancing right now, so... It looks like these cavalry archers will not actually be that effective. Yeah, and Yucatan always is a river that divides the center. What he's going to need to do, when DFS notices that everything is completely stonewalled, is he's going to need to take like a battering ram and push through this immediately. It'll be interesting to see if Elixir opts for knights, or if he's going for the typical cav archers thing, but I'm sure he's going for cav archers. At the very least, we'll know that he's going for crossbows. With the bodkin arrow as the standard sort of timing attack that a lot of players like to do. DFS is going to be one sad person when he sees the stonewall. He's not getting through that anytime soon. I got quite a few archers out here. Is any blacksmith out? Doesn't look like Elixir actually has a blacksmith, so he's gonna get crossbowmen like right off the bat, I'm assuming. Yes, crossbows. Oh, and he's gonna gate this as well. It's pretty risky in general to put a gate here without actually having your villager nearby, because you could let guys in through, because it does remove the walls. Got crossbows coming out immediately, and then the blacksmith, yeah. So he's going to be a bit late in the bodkin arrow and the fletching. Well, these scouts are all dead. They're completely surrounded. Great positioning from DFS, and putting the scouts there was a teeny weeny bit risky. They're all going to die, and Elixir recognizes this. DFS was in a very, very rough looking position because his forward got scouted immediately, and it was a total blunder, but, you know, deciding to take that risk and go to the fast castle age allowed him to start accumulating an economic advantage, actually. So yeah, now he's got the 2 town centers coming out, and this is pretty big. And it looks like that Elixir has another town center, but DFS is ahead. He has another town center and a huge group of cavalry archers. Sweet zombie Jesus. And yeah, Elixir's going to cav archers now. This is like the opposite of game 1 in the sense that DFS now has the large group of cavalry archers, and Elixir now has to try and hold that off. I do like this gate here, though. We'll see if he does move out, but that would be unwise. But he doesn't know that. He has no idea how many cav archers the DFS has. Unless DFS stupidly shows them by right-clicking this stone wall. But I don't think he will. These players are far too good to make a noob mistake like that. Another town center coming out. Let's compare populations. Wow, actually DFS has slightly less population than Elixir, despite having additional town centers. Siege Workshop here is smart. It prevents these crossbowmen from raiding a bit. It should cause some damage. DFS is going to pull back. I have no idea why he bothers sending his cavalry archers up there anyway. Yeah, he deletes the palisade wall to wisely try and slip these villagers out so that they don't die to these crossbowmen. The crossbowmen keep missing because they're not firing in a straight line. So, very, very, very good play from DFS. Demonstrating mastery over his unit control. But both players are really good. And it shows. The bodkin arrow for Elixir, as well as DFS. Looks like Elixir's going to pull out. Push out a bit, and I expect a forward siege workshop, sort of-ish, around here for Elixir. This hill here is going to be quite significant, especially if DFS wants to try and push through this side. He's going to be basically unable to do so, unless he has a significant advantage because of that hill. nothing has really happened yet. I think Elixir is going to try and slip behind this wood line and see if he can just barely hit those villagers, but I don't think that's going to happen. We've got wimpy palisade walls going up here, which I don't know actually why he's doing this. I sort of kind of get it, but it's not going to do anything in the castle age. I don't know. Oh! This is brilliant! DFS again with the surprise, hilarious tactics. I love it. I absolutely love it. He's going to use this transport ship to slip all these cavalry archers over here, and Elixir will not see it coming, and Elixir has no static defenses of any description. He's got his 10 centers nicely positioned, of course. Oh, we've got an outpost coming out here from Elixir. Both players have outposts so they can see across the river, see what the other guy's up to. Maybe see any transport ships. Got another outpost over here. But Elixir is not seeing the transport ship. That is pretty bad. Say DFS's vision, actually. DFS is like no vision either. But yeah, he's going to put more outposts up, I'm assuming. So this is going to be really interesting. And we have the DFS's, we've got Elixir's outposts coming up everywhere. But too little, too late. DFS has already moving in with these, and what a brilliant play. This is very unconventional outside the box. A lot of players would try and simply just brute force it, and you know, they'd send a ram up against this gate, and then Elixir would just stall with mangonels on the hill, and be a terrible, terrible person, and it would turn into a very stally war, but DFS has taken a chance. I think that I think this is going to be a problem, though, because now Elixir is moving in. He's moving in, and DFS has nothing to defend this. He wisely has a ton of mangonels, which is what you should have in this situation, but how much are they going to be able to do? I don't know. Both players here are going to sustain hilarious losses. This university is for ballistics, of course. Got to keep those cavalry archers accurate. Makes a big difference. It means that players can't do those crazy sidestepping thing where they dodge all your shots. Pretty difficult to do. Might be a really good mangonel shot over here. Let's go see how that turns out. Ooh, great mangonel shot. Direct hit on all of these guys, and Elixir took a lot of unnecessary damage. I see some also devastating eco damage here. It's a shame that these villagers do have the hill defense advantage, but there will be no survivors. Elixir does get a lot of free hits on these cav archers, though, but there's a lot of villagers that are going to die here. And yeah, the university is delayed. Unfortunate. These 3 mangonels, though, are going to actually keep Elixir pushed back a bit, and DFS has bloodlines, as usual, and Elixir does not, which means that his cavalry archers are very tanky, very devastating. Yeah, is he going to secure the hill advantage and fight? Nope. Yeah, both players here are sustaining massive losses. Absolutely massive losses. And DFS has a pretty significant tech advantage with bloodlines and padded archer armor now. And Elixir's going to have to catch up on that. Elixir is, you know, really watching his villagers quite well. The management from both players is great. He moved the university over there. And he pulled these stone miners off before they even took any damage whatsoever. Very, very, very good play. Well, the tech advantage from DFS might just turn this. Elixir is playing just a bit better right now, but the tech advantage could change that. DFS is trying to stonewall this, but again, a little too late on that, but so close. Still holding it. Another 10 center here. I like that. I like that. Just gotta get a ton of eco out. Let's compare populations really quickly. Yeah, Elixir has a better eco, that's for sure. Despite the fact that DFS advanced sooner, actually, Elixir just has more stuff. Yeah, let's see who has more villagers. Yeah, no, Elixir actually just has more villagers. Huh. Yeah, Elixir actually has more villagers despite being up later. Great, great play from the players. And the mangonel is coming out. These crossbowmen are not going to last. Elixir is looking for DFS's cavalry archers here to try and cut them off, and it looks like he is going to cut them right in their tracks and get a ton of free hits. I do believe that Elixir has already received ballistics at his university, so even though DFS has a ton of advantage in... Oh no, looks like DFS has also got ballistics now. Yeah, this means that those cavalry archers are going nowhere. Elixir is not going to miss those shots against moving targets, so... Thank you, ballistics. And massacre. Yep. Those are all dead, and that gives Elixir a brief map advantage. You see all these docks right here? Those could be used for a wide variety of things, but probably transport ships. We'll see, though. He might opt for a slight navy here, just because the navy, if he has a navy, he could prevent DFS from crossing the river, basically. Huns have a pretty significant downside in the fact that they only get mangonels and not normal onagers. Their siege line is severely lacking, besides the fact that they get siege rams, so holding the ocean like this could be pretty big. We have a siege workshop coming out from Elixir right here. It's in a good position. Some great mangonel shots coming in here from DFS, and I'm assuming those, each of those are dead. Or he won't fire the next shot. Fire! Fire! Please? Okay. Both players opting to not care. Elixir is letting him maul that, and I guess... Yeah, DFS does not want to kill those cavalry archers. Now he does. Ton of docks coming out from Elixir, though. And Elixir, yeah, he has so many town centers. Just look at this. It's crazy. And Elixir really just doesn't have the superior economy here. DFS does have a great one as well. And both players are reminding us the importance of putting down several town centers and getting a ton of villagers should be about half the max population. Sometimes a little more depending on your needs, and I don't think it should ever be less, but a great tactic on Yucatan is putting down these outposts so you can see what's up. So many docks, good lord! You know, that's a big navy coming out here, a huge navy. I'm not sure about having this many docks, honestly, but you know, Elixir is showing us the old saying, go big or go home. You can't just invest barely in a navy, you must really invest in a navy. And the rams are coming. We got a market right here. Yeah, the fact that Elixir is ahead by an age, pretty significant. DFS is coming, though. He's almost on his way. Yeah. Sweet zombie Jesus. That is how you invest in a navy. The man might be overreacting a bit, but these ships will be so effective against preventing the push. Especially, you know, Elixir's mostly investing his navy in this center river piece, because it allows him to defend both of these entrances to his side of the map. And yeah, war galleys are extremely effective against land units, and unfortunately the Huns really lack any way of taking them out by land, or lack effective ways. They only get mangonels. They don't get onagers, and they don't get bombard cannons either. Two great siege weapons against the navy. So wow. And yeah, they're galleons now, so this mill's going down. Both players are currently prepping for the upcoming attack. The push to end all pushes. Also, if you're wondering, this navy doubles as basically a deterrence for transport ships, which, you know, DFS craftily tried that before, and it was quite effective, I might add. But Elixir was on top of that. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. The rams are coming. Alright, well, actually, yeah, good question. Where is DFS's guys are all the way over here. So he's got the full castle age upgrades on them. That's good. Compare this with... Okay, he's got no defense, but he's got most of the offense. Well, these walls are going down. Can DFS defend this? If he can defend this, it will be huge. That one spearman here. What a trooper. Oh my god, can he do it? Oh my god, can he do it? Ooh! Wow, that's actually hilarious. This barracks is finally dead as well. This lasted 41 minutes. What a brave little barracks. And yeah, he could have transported some villagers with the transport ship earlier. He's trying that right now, but it's a little too late. Once you revealed that you've invested in a transport ship, you can't do it again, basically, without the opponent being fully aware of this. So Elixir knows that there's these forward villagers, and yeah, he probably should have shipped some villagers over while he shipped the cavalry archers over. Maybe get some forward stables or archer ranges and start doing some raiding. He's trying to drop these villagers on Elixir, but that's not going to work. Alright, so the walls are down. Mono. Castle's going up in a great position. Do we have any castles from our Elixir friend over here? Could use a trebuchet. Lots of military buildings coming down. Wow, what a great economy that Elixir has. Oh, rest in peace, transport ship. Hardly knew yet. Alright, so now the river is exclusively 110% elixirs, which drastically restricts the mobility of DFS, and now he has to come up with some sort of plan. This doesn't mean that Elixir can push in necessarily, but this means that DFS will have a very, very, very hard time pushing in. And yeah, when he sent if he sent villagers over earlier, he could have put like a forward siege workshop down and pressured the town centers, perhaps. Would have been quite good. Alright, so we're waiting for both players to engage. Got a bunch of stables coming down for Elixir right now. Looks like he's opting for knights. Good lord, he has money. That man has so much gold. Heavy cavalry archers right now. And I don't know why these cavalry archers are over here. You should probably move them to the front. DFS does, though, as usual. He loves to prioritize his upgrades, that's for sure. And, well, he's got way more than Elixir does, so those cavalry archers are much, much stronger, and now he's got chemistry. He's just missing Parthian tactics. I don't really understand his decision to take all this free damage, though. Oh, he's trying to... Oh, I guess he noticed the transport ship right here. Does he notice the transport ship? Okay, yeah, the outpost just barely saw it. And Elixir is going to wall this off so that he can mine this gold, and DFS gets no say in the matter. Okay, this is actually a pretty significant issue, and Elixir can exploit this if he really wants to. The fact that DFS's cavalry archers are now in a really bad position, and now they have to cross through this line of naval fire, as well as fight, you know, Elixir's army if they have to. Sure, he's going to lose a villager or two here, but these cavalry archers are really out of position, especially if Elixir decides to slip guys in on this side, but I don't think he will. He just wants to control the map, which he's doing a great job at. We've got Hussars here. Notice how he prioritizes the defense upgrades. You always have to prioritize the defense upgrades unless it's a ranged unit. In that case, you want fletching, because the extra range means that you get the first strike. And yeah, we've got some Hussars coming. He has so much gold, though. Good lord, I wonder what he'll spend it on. Both players are definitely taking their sweet time doing this. Looks like these villagers feel the need to die for their country, for the motherland. Oh, brave little villagers. You tried, you tried. So now these cavalry archers are going to have to take some free hits. Let's see how many die here. We got 1, 2, boom, boom, boom. Boom, so much free damage. So much free damage. And now the Hussars are coming in. just comparing ecos and population. Elixir definitely has the slight advantage here. Both players taking their sweet time to spend their oodles of money. Looks like Elixir is just going full man mode and is like, well, I see your standing army is completely stranded over here. How about I just dive past it and kill everything? Because those mangonels aren't going to do much against the hussars. And yeah, he's just going to stream hussars in here. So much free damage on these cavalry archers. Oh my. This hussar's doing good damage. Looks like we're expecting some pikes and halberds coming out from DFS at his barracks. Yeah, he really should start making troops. Oh gosh, huge damage coming in here. Elixir is going to stop pouring guys in though, because now that DFS's army is finally back to defend this. Got a bunch more forward siege workshops. Red still has like Hala get Dala levels of money. He's got enough he could buy. Buy a million everything. He'll research one of every technology. Ah, one Tarkin. Doesn't make a difference, but funny nonetheless, I suppose. What is DFS's plan here? Both players are floating oodles of money, and he has all these idle archery ranges and so much money to pop out archers. Make some units, man. This 10 center is dead, but that's to be expected. Big eco damage here. Look at all these dead villagers. We finally have halberds out, though. DFS has those. He's missing all the defense upgrades, but I don't think that makes a big difference. I expect to see something from Elixir here that isn't Hussars at some point, because he can't deal the killing blow with that. Elixir has like $7 billion in the bank right now. He's got it all offshore in Swiss bank accounts. And that does not appear to... he doesn't want to spend it for some reason. Looks like he's just streaming guys in, absolutely decimating DFS's economy. Look at all these dead guys! So many just empty farms. And DFS is like, I'm desperate. Time for something stupid. And DFS is the master at weird, clever strategies. This guy knows when he's in trouble, and he is fully aware of it, and he's going balls deep. This castle here is going to make short work of these galleons, so Elixir's going to wisely pull them back, and he's going to try and pressure and break in through here. It's also better to sort of fight over here because while there is a hill, it's not nearly as bad as this. But, you know, Elixir's doing the great response. He's getting trebuchets, he's sieging this from a short distance. And actually, this castle is basically bone. Petards are, I like it, interesting choice indeed. Got a bunch of Hussars here. It appears that Elixir is sort of backed off on this end. This is pretty well defended, honestly. I think he'd be hard-pressed to get through this. I think what he wants to do right now is just send in a ton of trebs and just waste stone. Burn the stone. Burn it. And DFS's population is dropping like a rock. Good lord, there's a 50 extra population from Elixir right here. And I would just say that's just because DFS just feels the need to float money. I mean, look at this. I don't know. I'm feeling cavalry archers. Gotta spend that money. He's in deep trouble. Elixir also has now he's got like $10 billion with interest, but he is at least blowing it on rams and halberds. These walls are gonna get detonated by these petards. I think that's actually pretty creative. I like that. DFS is all about being creative, keeps things interesting. A very entertaining player and very skilled player to watch. Whereas Elixir likes to sort of keep things a little more traditional. Unfortunately, the petard strategy was not successful. There's still a small layer of walls left here. Like, that's just a quarter completed, and so much free damage on these cavalry archers. Alright, so we can tell Elixir is all about the serious business at this point. Putting down a monastery right here to go grab that relic. Smart decision, I like that. Although it is within easy trebuchet range. And he's building all these forward unit production facilities. Notice how expert players build a ton of unit production facilities so they can get out their army much faster. Looks like DFS did finally sneak in some cavalry archers, but that's going to do basically bupkis. So we will see if that makes any significant difference, but I highly doubt it. He's going to kill a couple villagers here, but... yeah, oh wow, these hussars in this raiding and whatnot is just doing a ton of damage, and we got the elite skirmishers right now. Siege rams coming in here, and it looks like Elixir is finally trying to end this game. DFS is attempting a diversion, of course, with his cavalry archers, but yeah, he's going to kill quite a few villagers right here, but it's not going to make a big difference. DFS will eventually be able to solve this, though. And the rams are coming in, and I'm assuming the pop difference is, yeah, it's just staggering. I guess DFS just sort of ran out of steam here. He has quite a bit of money that he could be spending and sell all this wood at the market, perhaps. And really, maybe he just needs more unit production facilities to spend all this money. And they both have, like, a ton of production facilities, but these are idle, like, in DFS, and Elixir's just got money to burn. Game though. I would like to see some halberds perhaps from Elixir to deal with the hussars now that both players have decided it is time for hussars. It's always hussar time. And Elixir, when will he spend his $8 billion in Swiss bank accounts and offshore tax havens? It has reached the point where Elixir has so much money, actually, that he doesn't have to even pay taxes on it. Okay, more skirmishers. You've got 6k gold, my friend. Perhaps you want to invest in something more substantial, like paladins? And yeah, no, it's so much money! I think Elixir's just playing around at this point. I think he can end it just whenever he feels like it, because he's got this much money. And DFS has very little in the realm of gold by comparison, but again, they're both floating a ton. Siege rams are an interesting choice, but I was thinking maybe trebuchets might be better. Sieges from a safe distance. Oh yes, brilliant play from Elixir right here. He is using the terrain to his advantage. He knows these trebuchets will be very hard to take out, so he's just going to deploy them right at the tree line and do horrible, horrible, despicable things to our buddy DFS. I would really like to see the more expensive units from Elixir, though. He's just opting to use this, I guess, to save his gold. I guess he wants to be super duper safe because the series is 1-1 at this point, so if he were to waste all his gold, it could be risky, If the attack fails, he doesn't have any gold, and then what's he gonna do? And DFS doesn't have that much gold. Elixir just wants to ensure that he can starve DFS. God damn, 7k gold. Starve DFS and just go in. I don't really like the decision for Siege Rams. I feel like if he needs to get through that gate, a bunch of trebuchets could do that. But I just want to see Elixir win the game with a bunch of paladins. He's got the potential for it. Paladins would be so devastating. Elixir has like 3/4 of the map under his control, and I'm just waiting for that moment. The Siege Rams are coming in. So are the trebuchets. I think DFS is in big trouble here. Yeah, and Elixir is going in on this side too. Still, he opts for hussars. Yeah, DFS is basically pretty dead. Still, absolutely great match for both players, and this was a really great best of 3. Both players, you can tell, are really, really close skill and very, very, very skilled. Very entertaining to watch. DFS is... he's got a lot of sort of unconventional strategies that he likes to try, but when they work, boy do they work. Very entertaining player to watch, and Elixir is sort of more by the book person, but his efficiency is great. He is really, his economy was a little weak in Game 1, but in Game 2 and 3, he just showed us that he wants his economy strong. He can do it. DFS is putting up one hell of a fight here, though, with a ton of Hussars. He's just vomiting Hussars out just non-stop. And, you know, Hussars defeat every single unit in this army comp. Obviously, they're neutral against Hussars, so... Yeah, he's still doing a lot of damage and defending this quite nicely. But Elixir's coming in on all sides. Nice choice with the Mangonel here to take care of the siege rams, but I think the weakness of the Huns is showing itself right here. Because, you know, Mangonels are not really relevant in the late game situation. Alright, so great game here from both players and a great series in general, like I just said. I don't know why Elixir didn't spend all of his money. It's not about winning, it's about sending a message. Yeah, DFS was doing really, really well, but it looks like Elixir just had the superior economy, and really, I mean, you look at the pop difference the whole game. Elixir he had a lot more unit production facilities and he was using them all, whereas DFS had a lot of his idle for a big chunk of the game, and perhaps not as many as he needed. Because, you know, Elixir's got almost the entire map just covered in stables, just sending out Hussars and whatever he needs. And yeah, the fact that Elixir took the river as well is quite significant, so DFS couldn't do anything super crafty, and DFS would also find it very difficult to push through here. The Huns lacking many proper units to take out ships over the ocean from land. Let's check out the achievements here, guys. Looks like DFS taking the lead with units killed, actually. This is... yeah. DFS was quite efficient with his troops, as per usual, but he just didn't have enough of them. I mean, the largest... This is the sole deciding factor right here. The largest army difference here is massive. Absolutely massive. And that's what won the game this time. There's not enough troops from DFS, honestly. He waited way too long to make guys, I think. Still, he performed wonderfully regardless, and yeah, look at the money difference. Quite staggering, if I do say so. Not significant. A bit significant, but Elixir was right on the money when, you know, he stonewalled up when he saw that DFS was going for a fast castle age, and he transitioned his own castle age as well. Elixir saw all the curveballs that DFS was throwing, and boy does he like his curveballs with the forward and whatnot, and the fast castle and the transport ships, and Elixir responding absolutely flawlessly, showing us how to deal with the strangest of strategies. And, oh wow, he actually had all 5 relics at the end of the game, but he only got them towards the end. Yeah, villager high here. Yeah, DFS had quite a good economy, but no military. If you look at the timeline, this is the problem. It starts becoming more obvious towards the end when he's got half the army of Elixir. Alright, well anyway, thank you so much for tuning into the stream, guys. I really appreciate it, and if you guys can go check out my YouTube channel as well, I would very much appreciate it. I'm going to go update the scores right now, and of course, don't forget to check out the Aoe2 HD OZ Clan as well, as they do great content as well. They've got a YouTube channel, Twitch TV channel, and a clan website if you're interested in finding a clan for Aoe2 HD. There will be more stuff on the way from me if you check out my channel, and I will stream the rest of the matches as the replays come to me. So thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it, and yes, I love all of you. Thank you so much for watching.